The revolution is now. The new day of the proper bassman has dawned. The spirits soar, and the forests echo with laughter. The rise of the proper bassman is now. Ask yourself, are you proper bassin'?
They assemble at night, each one having prepared as diligently as possible to the time given to them before the witching hour, the hour of reckoning, the time when they begin outdoor cartoon television. Stray Casts is on the air.
When you get to the bottom, you go back to the top of the slide, then you turn and you look and you go for a ride, and you get to the bottom and then to the top, and you do it again. You find yourself at Wednesday night, the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Welcome, Bass Galaxy. Welcome. Welcome aboard the crazy train. Yeah, wow, there you are. Yes. Yes. Hello. We're back after a couple-week hiatus. Was on the road fishing gypsying, like the song says, like the theme song says. It was I've been to Alabama, Florida, Kentucky, all over Georgia, wherever. I've been Tennessee, all those places, and now we're back for the glorified version of a bass and talk show. And tonight we have for you Bassmaster Elite Series champion, a few times over, huh? Jason Christie, yes. Yes, coming at you. Boom. Jason Christie. Look at that. An evening with Jason tonight. We're going to go through Jason's career here somewhat in a nutshell. Kind of get to his Sabine River victory and talk about the history of the spinner bug with the man Jason Christie. So that should be pretty cool. And also, congratulations to Lee Livesey on his victory. Wow, shattering everything bigs. If you just Google Big Bass, it's a picture of Lee now in the proper Bass and Bass Galaxy dictionary. Wow. Insane, the most amazing bass live ever. I don't know if we're trying to get Lee on the show. If he's not mad at us, but we'll get him back here eventually. But anyway, good to be back. And Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja, in the house. Hello, Gingy.
How are you?
How you feeling? Are you as happy to be back as I am?
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Do you feel the excitement in this stagnant air of Mom's attic?
It's a buzzing.
Ryan Whitaker's doing boat work. He's getting ready for the Bassin Opens coming up on the James River. So Ryan will be back with us next week. But he's doing some bass boating repair work tonight. And speaking of bass boats, we have to remind you all that it's important to preserve your investment, right, Ginge?
Absolutely.
Keep it covered, right? And you have Empire covers now. You heard Empire covers, right, Ginge?
Yeah.
We just got one here to the house. And it's
looks good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Fits well.
It fits real well. It's got that. It's kind of like Graham's shower cap. It's got the deal around the edge, but custom, like almost custom bass boat covers for anything, your grill, your car. They got it all. Your hibachi. They got covers for everything. EmpireCovers.com. If you put in code StrayCast, you get money off. It's magical and mystical. If you put it in, things happen. Crazy things.
Win-win.
Yeah. StrayCasts at EmpireCovers.com. The Crestliner looks custom with that, don't it? Yeah, it's kind of like
better than that blue tarp you had.
I had that was the Home Depot Southside Special.
It's way better than that.
It's pretty cool. Hey, here at Straycast on Wednesday nights, this is the place to get free stuff. And Shayna and the good people at thmarinesupplies.com are giving away. Yeah, I knew you'd like that. Are giving away the conservation pack. Is that correct, Ginge?
You are correct.
The conservation pack, and that's what's in that? What is it, Ginge?
So that's the G-Force call system.
Okay.
A big bottle of G-Juice.
Yeah.
And then the call weights. So if you got fish from down deep, you can...
Aha. Okay. So the whole conservation system compliments at TH Marine Supplies. And as usual, per state quo, all you have to do is like and share this live Facebook feed. It's that easy. Like and share the live Facebook feed, and then Jake Haas, I think, is going to get you the winner at the end of the show. Yep. Jake's on the road in Jersey, our intern Jake, and he'll get you the winner's name. All you got to do, like and share the live Facebook feed. It's super easy. But wait, that's not all. Get this. The good people at OmniaFishing.com. If you're not hip to Omnia yet, you check them out. OmniaFishing.com. Right now, in honor of the great Jason Christie and his spinnerbait prowess, is giving you, Bass Galaxy, 15% off any spinnerbait until Sunday at midnight.
A whole lot, yeah.
Yes, any spinnerbait until Sunday at midnight. You get 15% off. All you got to do is put code SPINNERBAIT15. Duh. How easy is that? Put in code SPINNERBAIT15, and you get any spinnerbait, assortment of spinnerbaits, doesn't matter what brand, your brand of choice, 15% off in honor of Jason Christie's appearance on Straycast, the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show tonight.
That easy.
Now get this. Talk about incentive plans, Ginge. We have some incentive for the Bass Galaxy. Isn't that what they've been calling this stuff, Ginge?
Incentives?
Yeah. What are they? Yeah, those incentive package. The monies, the monies that show up. The monies that show up. You know what I mean? Anyway, what I am gonna do for you, Bass Galaxy, as an incentive, all you have to do is go to OmniaFishing.com, use code SPINNERBAIT15. I don't care if you buy one spinnerbait. I don't care if you buy 40 spinnerbaits. But do it, and then direct message Straycast Facebook. Direct. I know it's complicated, but it's worth it. Hold on, I'm getting. So here I'm gonna reiterate this deal. It's real easy now. It's real easy. I'm making it way more complicated. Okay. Go do the Omnia deal. OmniaFishing.com. Buy any spinnerbait, 1 or 100 of them. Spinnerbait15 is the code. Once you check out, you can do it here at the commercial break. Once you check out, all right, you direct message us the screenshot of your order. All right? Then Jake's going to pick the winner. The first one that comes in in the Facebook direct message, I'm going to send you a War Eagle Pradco pack here.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm sending 4 Straycast spinnerbait pack personally. I'm sending it to you personally from my collection. Yeah, you know what else, Ginge? I'm even going to throw in a Irish balsa tune-up raccoon crankbait. This is the one the raccoon chew.
That's a famous one.
Yeah, this one, people
As seen
ask
on
me about
TV.
this all the time. Yeah, the raccoon chew, this is an Irish custom balsa. Check him out, too. But all you got to do, OmniaFishing.com, put in spinnerbait15, buy yourself some spinner bugs. It's that easy, 1 or a million. You buy whatever you want. Direct message us a screenshot on our Facebook page. Or you know what I mean, in our direct message.
Okay.
Slide up all in our DMs.
They got it.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? and Jay Cos. First one that does it, boom, you get this. It might have already happened. I don't even know. This is like I'm giving you for nothing at least a $30 bill if they made such a thing. So like a 20 and a 10. You know what I mean? Right? Isn't that how much this would be? They're like $8 a piece now, right?
Yeah.
8 times 4, that's like $500, Jidge. That's a good deal. That's a heck of a deal right there. Boom, moving right along. How do you like those yapkas right there? Hey, there's a derb going on, Ginge. You know what kind of derb? An online derb. At Half a Spot Official. Yep, Half a Spot Official's been with Straight Cast for what? About a year now, Ginge, and it's a growing spot app. Yeah. For lack of a better description, and a cool place to share info with people throughout the country. And right now, there is a super hella mega derb going on. And there's a South and a North division.
Correct.
Okay? And in the South, it's Milliken, it's Ish Monroe,
yep,
and Zach Burge. And in the North, it's the Ike Lives, Mike Iconelli's, and for some godforsaken reason, yes, here. I mean, Ginge, you're coming with me 100%. I'm not doing this crap by myself, but it's the, and I say that lovingly. It's going to be amazing, and it could be fun, but it's going to go horribly wrong if you end up fishing with us. But anyway, Half a Spot Official, download the app. Yep. Download it.
It'd be under the King of Bass is what you want.
The King of Bass. Yes, that's the derb, the King of Bass, Half a Spot Official. If you haven't downloaded the app, check it out. It's going
to be a big deal.
Yeah, no.
Because it's out of 3. You got to fish 2 out of the 3 to make the AOI. And then out of the different divisions, they're going to take the top 15 from each division. And then it's going to be an in-person derby.
Gotcha.
At the end of the year. That's to be determined, the location of that.
Gotcha. Yet. So before that, it's like an OnlyFans.
Yes.
It's like it's like Stray Cast OnlyFans.
Yes.
But then you get to meet us in person, actually.
Yeah.
Like that girl from the Netflix thing.
Yes.
That was a babysitter with the red hair. You know what I'm talking about. That babysitter was a horror movie.
I don't.
She was a cheerleader.
Maybe.
It was good. I mean, it sounds worse than I'm making it to be.
It sounds pretty.
It's a good movie. Actually.
But ours starts in July. July 16, 17, 18.
That's when we are.
That's the Stray Cast one. Yep.
That's the Northern
the
Division.
First one's kicking off here with Milliken in next week.
So Milliken.
Get on the app.
Whenever I hear that name, that's the university. It's like by Decatur. Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, it's over by Lake Decatur. Yeah. Okay, I go all day to you too, Ginge. I like that you used that one that time. Yep. Gave me a little Ico. All right, I'm moving right along. Hey, guess what? Every Wednesday night on Stray Cast, you get your Tin Cup word of the week. The Tin Cup drinking game. And do you know about the Tin Cup Pro Fishing team? Let me tell you. Got a couple elites that are doing pretty well. First off, rookie Matt Robertson doing pretty getting good on the elites, kind of figuring things out over there, right? And then also Mr. Seth Fighter kicking some ass. He's been doing all right in those elite derbs. We've been getting a lot of. I've been seeing that Tin Cup carpet graphic a lot. Yeah. On the old Fox Sports Bass Live. So the Tin Cup Pro Fishing team is growing. And, of course, every Wednesday night here on Stray Cast, we have the Tin Cup Pro Fishing word of the week. And when you hear this word, take a drink and please sip responsibly. The Tin Cup word of the week. Ginge, give me a drum roll. The Tin Cup, you got that?
Yeah, it's somewhere.
It's somewhere. The Tin Cup Fishing word of the week is...
It's going to be...
Nice job. Spinnerbug. Spinnerbug, spinnerbait, spinnerbug, spin. Something like that. Yeah. Anything here with a spin. Right round, baby, right round.
Like a record?
Yes. You spin me, spin a bait. So anytime you hear that, you can take a drink of your whatever beverage you choose, whether it's Tin Cup whiskey, whether it's Mountain Dew, whether it's Coca-Cola. Whatever you choose, take a drink and please sip responsibly. Tin Cup Whiskey, Luke Foley, thank you for your support of Stray Cast and the Proper Bassin' Man show premiering July 14th across the Americas with Matt Robertson, Seth Fighter, and myself. So Thank you, Tin Cup Whiskey. And moving right along, dude. I'm getting this. I'm busting it out, but we got business. We've been gone for 2 weeks. I got to do it. I'm sorry. I'm saying more words than I need to. Here we go. Boom. Alpha Angler Fishing. I don't want to talk about it, but I just got the mag rebound. It's the best chatterbait rod in the world. I don't want you to order them, but I do want you to order them because I need another one pronto. Jake, Brandon, Pops, I need another one, please. They're amazing. Alpha Angler Mag Rebound, best chatterbait rod I've ever used in my life, seriously. Telling you, if you're not squirting with line and lure, you're not squirting at all. Hey, let's put the power poles down. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with Bassmaster Elite Series champion, Jason Christie. Yeah. Un momento.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain whiskey.
Nobody wants to run out of power when they're on the water. There is a better way. Introducing the Charge Marine Power Management Station from PowerPole that does the work of 3 devices: a traditional battery charger, a charge on the run, and an emergency start system. PowerPole Charge.
You take pride in your boat, so it deserves the best protection possible. Our durable woven fabric prevents ripping and provides UV protection, and our tape seams provide protection against the elements. The heavy-duty shock cord hem and strap and buckle system provide a tight and secure fit. Our top-of-the-line boat covers come with a ventilation system to keep your boat free from mold buildup. Empire Covers, protecting what you love.
The TH Marine HydroWave H2 KVD Edition is a surefire way to ignite a feeding frenzy. The HydroWave utilizes a sound-emitting technology that imitates bait fish and other feeding fish below the surface that preys on the competitive nature of bass and other game fish to get you more bites. The HydroWave is another way that TH Marine has you covered from transom to trolling motor.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff.
Throughout the ages, the proper bassin men come to the waters, to the rivers, to the lakes, to the streams. And then came the spinnerbait man, Jason Christie, the proper bassin man, the spinnerbait man, bass champion. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you newly crowned Bassmaster Elite Series champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jason Christie. Yes! Kaboom! Hey, are you there, Jason? Welcome. I think he's frozen in time. I think he got suspended in animation, Ginge. Oh, there. Are you there? Hi, Jason. Hello, hello. All right, we're froze for a moment. Play the intro music again, Ginge. Boom, 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 boom. We're off 2 weeks, and then we come back, and we forgot the spray line and lure on our equipment. Are we back? You there, Jason? All right. I don't know. You can't.
Oh, I'm here. Yeah. Sorry. I had
there. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Christie. We did it. Yes. Hello. Wow. The awkwardness of live bass fishing talk shows just happened right there. But welcome, Jason. And congratulations on your victory, bud.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was surprising. I was surprised, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't. we weren't surprised. We were just waiting for it. I mean, quite frankly, we were. So I must say to you, welcome to the future, as you would say, right? Welcome to the future, right, man? This is the future, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully you're talking about the future of express boats and not the future of holding trophies. That wasn't my intent.
Well, it all kind of worked out. You know what I mean? It all kind of worked out in that way. And they say everything happens for a reason, man. And you're back at the elites, and you won a derb, and it's all happening for a reason. You got a plan. You got a vengeance. You told us here last time that you want that BMC. You want that classic, and you're on path. You know, I mean, how you feeling about this? You feeling vengeful still?
Well, that's the goal for the year. I think I've said it before. If trophies come along the way, then that's awesome. But the goal is to get back in the classic, and we're at kind of a stressful time of the season. I mean, we're mid-season, and I'm kind of like okay in the points. I'm not, we're not to a point where I'm locked in, and we're not to a point where I'm locked out. So it's one of those where we still have 4 events, and I got to catch them every event to make it. And at the end of the season, if I'm in the classic, then it'll be a good deer season. If not, it won't be so much fun.
Gotcha there. Hey, seriously, but talking about your future, and hopefully the Bassmaster Classic is part of that. But to get to the future, you got to start with the past, and I kind of want to take you back in the Jason Christie songbook for a moment, all right, and kind of give some viewers that might not know some of your history, Jason, kind of where you started and your origins, and through this timeline, please interject, okay? If you feel free to pop in and add any tidbits you may. But I think you became a pro. I guess we'll call a pro fisherman 2008. Would that be a correct assumption? Like I remember you FLW like 2008, right? Is that something?
Well, that's whenever I quit my job.
Okay.
Long before that. Yeah, long before that. I mean, I was a teacher / coach for 10 years, and we all know that doesn't pay a lot of money. So I was literally making a living by fishing ever since I've been out of college. But yeah, 2008 is the year that I quit my job and decided to give it a try. And honestly, it was one of those where, I'd won a lot of money in 2007, a lot of boats, and I just thought, I'll try it. It's probably going to be a 2 or 3 year vacation, and then I'll go back to coaching somewhere. But I really am glad I'm not coaching anymore.
Right. It's a nice life. It's a nice life you got. But that's the first time I remember hearing about you. And it was an FLW derb, and you had a high finish. And then the announcer was talking about it. And yeah, Jason just came off of winning. I guess if they were the Costas at that time or whatever, I'm not sure prior to that. But yeah, and you had a top 10. In the derb. I can't remember exactly where it was. Forgive me, I'm a horrible host. I'm just Rain Manning.
I won that event. It was at Lake of the Ozarks, and that was what kind of pushed me over, on deciding to do it.
Gotcha. And that was in 2007 that you won that event?
Yeah, I think it was fall of 2007.
Gotcha. And then in 2008 on the FLW tour, I don't know, that's when I saw you on TV. And then I was like, yeah, this dude's pretty cool. He's definitely a shallow water guy. You can see what the heck's going on with this dude. He's an FBR. Do you know what an FBR is?
I have no idea.
That's a freaking bank runner. That's a good thing in most in most cases. But man, so all right, jump ahead. 2008, so kind of season, Jason. You kind of got it handed to you, but you persevered. All right. Now we're jumping to 2013. Like, dude, you were amazing in 2013. And I'm saying it and emphasizing it like that for people that do not know. You were one of those two tour guys. You were fishing FLW and Bassmaster and kicking ass at both, doing very well, especially in 2013. You were, how they say when you get that momentum or groove or the well-oiled machine, 13, that was Jason Christie well-oiled. I think you won 2 FLW derbs and an Elite Series derb. Like, that's hardcore, bud.
Yeah, it was, that was a special year. And a lot of people, we, as professionals, you always talk about getting in the groove, getting that momentum. And that was one of the years that I got into that. I mean, I know there was one stretch where I fished 28 days in a row with the exception of one day. And I think I drove 12 hours that day, but that's all I thought about that year was fishing. And it just, everything clicked. I could not make a bad decision. I mean, no matter where I went, it seemed like I caught a 5-pounder and that's, you kind of set the bar up there, or what that feels like, and you just want to always get back to it. And one of the hard things is fishing one tour, because in 2013 I was fishing more than I was home, and you never lost that. And now, we fish and we might be home for 3 weeks. Back then. Right. That's all I did was fish. Well, now I got a lot of other things going, and I don't fish as much as I used to. So it's hard to stay in that, in that groove. But it was a great year. That was in 2012, late in 2012. I decided to pay my house off, and I had an amount of money in the bank, and I asked how much I owed to my house. And after I paid my house off, I had like a couple of $1,000s left. And it was a hard decision, but I did it. And I think that was some of the the push in 13 was because I didn't have any money.
Gotcha. That's a motivator.
I took everything that I'd made, the previous years that I'd saved, and I paid my house property off, and I just didn't want to fish into 15, 16 and lose that money, and still be paying on my house. But anyway, I paid my house off. And I think that was a big motivator in 13 was, hey, I didn't have any money and I was a little worried about it. And, then I win pretty much 3 in a row. So it took care of that. But that was, I'll never forget that year. That was my year. That's kind of where I kind of popped out.
You sure did, man. You sure did pop out then. And that's, and the common denominator that we see here, is a story, is you just shared it yourself. Believe it or not, this is the 6th season of this crazy show, Jason. And what we found out is there's a few common bonds between you champions, and winning can come from a few different things. One of them is financial reasons. It seems that you were kind of motivated to win because you needed to pay some bills, or you had some stuff, or you need to rebuild, in this case, is what you needed to do. Another aspect is total immersion. We hear Rick Clunn, he talked on the show about that, and that's just doing nothing but being involved in fishing, and fishing on the brain, and that's it. And you were kind of there in 2013 as well. Like you said, you were away from the home and fished how many days in a row, and the only time you didn't fish because you were driving. That's total immersion. And the other factor just seems to be just unbridled desire, to win. And yeah, we see all the 3 of those factors in you, man. It's pretty cool. That makes up champions. 2013.
There's nothing like winning. I mean, obviously, there's just nothing like that feeling. It's, it used to be about the money, and don't get me wrong, I still like the money, but it really has nothing to do with it anymore. It's, it's more just that feeling and representing the sponsors well. But yeah, what you said is exact. The problem with also what you said is the financial can put you in a different position where you're fishing for checks instead of, taking that chance. And, even though I paid my house off, I've really never been in that place where, I had to use a credit card or something like that. And that's one of the things that reasons I think I've done good. There's a lot of us like that. And I fished a Bass Open, I think in 2000 maybe. And I ran into a guy on the last day of practice in the evening, and his name was Marty Forkiller. He used to fish the elites, and he was a really close friend of my family. And we were sitting there talking on the water, and I made the mention. I was like, man, I'd like to run down there and check this creek, but it's like 20 miles, and that's a lot of gas to get down there and back. And that's one of the things he told me back then. I'll never forget it. He said, if you have to worry about gas to go check a place and get back, he goes, this is not the profession for you.
Wow.
And I've always remembered that. And I think about that. Like if I want to go do something, if I want to run here, you can't think about the financial part of it. You just have to do it, and hopefully you make the right decision.
Let it rip. Yeah, and I forgot. I guess there's 4 aspects. Here's the 4th one I forgot, and you just mentioned that as well. You got to give 0 Fs sometimes. You got to just fish like you don't care. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like that. Hey, man, if you're going to make a run, you're going to make a run. If you got to worry about gas, then you ain't in the game, It's all the aspects of a champion. Hey, 2013 and 14, were those your only two tour seasons? Is that right?
I think I only did it once. I think I may have only done it 1 year.
Oh, really? I thought you
I'm
were
almost positive. No, I think I mean, you might be right. I think I just done 1 because
well, you'd know.
After that year, after that year, it was just so, I was gone so much, and my kids were small, and I just didn't. And I had pretty much jumped into the Elite Series, kind of the feeling behind that, and was all in with the Elite Series. So I'm like 99.9% sure I just fished it for 1 year.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. My mind, I thought you had two, but you're you. You know what you do, Jason. Crying out loud.
Yeah.
So, hey, let's jump up again. Timeline here. Let's go to 2018. I think the last derb I remember seeing you at the Elites, like in the regular season or whatever, AOY deal at Chattooga. You had a pretty decent deal at Chattooga over there in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And then between that time and the 2019 Bassmaster Classic, you made a decision to go to the Bass Pro Tour and go fish over there. And you went over to Bass Pro Tour, and I guess you had semi-success over there. You're fishing well. You always seem to fish well. And I'll tell you about the MLF that we used to love watching you on the Sunday DVR. You're a cool angler to watch, and I mean that in a sincere way, because you're a shallow water angler, so you're easy to focus on in what you're doing in your game. So it was cool to watch you on those Sunday DVRs, and you kind of progressed into the MLF series, but there must have been something that said, man, I'm not feeling comfortable. This is not, I don't want to say not where I belong or a bad choice. That might be a strong words, but like, what happened? Like, what went on in your head and in your heart that made you said, man, I need to be back at the Elites? I just want to know. And how long before that clicked?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of reasons. And I've told this, I feel like 1,000 times. And a lot of the people watching it probably heard it, but I want to kind of put it in a different, shed a different light on it right now. There's just, McDonald's and Wendy's. Some people prefer McDonald's over Wendy's, even though you may stop at Wendy's and eat sometimes. You actually really like McDonald's. And that's just me. Business wise, I make decisions based on two things. One is business and one is personal preference. And that's just what I felt like I needed to do was, for my sponsors, and talking to my sponsors and stuff. That's just what I wanted to do. And I grew up, fishing with my uncles, fishing a way that I love to fish. And I just wanted to go back to that. Those guys, over on the other side, they're going to be successful. There's great guys over there. I have a lot of friends over there. That's one of the things that I was really happy about after winning at Sabine. A lot of those guys text me, congratulations, man, good job. And I do the same to them. This is, even though they may eat at Wendy's and I eat at McDonald's, we're still buddies, and this is 100%. A business. Yeah. So
you're pro bassers. I get it. You're all in the Bass Galaxy, and I wasn't looking for you to be like, yeah, MLF sucks or anything like that. I wasn't looking for that type of answer, or I couldn't stand it over there. I just, I wasn't just kind of seeing where you were at with it.
It was just, it was a lot of discussion. It was discussion with everybody, my sponsors. My mom is a ginormous Bassmaster fan, and talking with her and just some of the fans, and then at the end of the day, it's just personal preference, what I grew up fishing and the way I like to fish, and that's it. Yeah. And I like, I like being down the weigh-ins. I like the morning takeoffs. It's just something that I grew up fishing, and it's something that I want to fish until I retire.
Heck yeah. And I'll still be, I'm like you, man. I'll be cheering for my buds at MLF. I hope Aaron kicks ass this week. Hope Cody does good over. I was hoping you were gonna say, well, Pat, I just would wake up every night in a cold sweat, and I need to win that Bassmaster Classic. I was hoping that was gonna be your answer. I was like,
And that's I didn't say that. That's a big part of it. I mean, there's things that I got really close to. I finished second in angler of the year to Polinick. I watched Polinick catch a 6-pounder. That he not caught that fish 5 minutes before weigh-in, it would have been really, really close. And then having 2 classics that were close. I've had that taste, and that's something that that I'd like to do before my time is done.
Yeah, man, and it ain't done. Welcome to the future. This is the future right now. This is Jason Christie's future right now, man. You won a derp. You did it, bro. Like, okay, you came back to the elites. You had a little steady, kind of slow, steady start, but boom, Sabine. Right in your wheelhouse, man. Amazing tournament. And that's Jason Christie, true style right there. You gambled, dude. Nuts.
Yeah, it was a big gamble. A lot of variables in that tournament, way more than I'd rather, have in any other tournament, but everything worked out. At the beginning of the show, you said everything happens for a reason, and I'm probably one of the biggest believers in that. So, it was Sabine has always had my number. I've never cashed a check there, and then to go down there this year and to win and do it, kind of in a dramatic fashion. I don't like drama in fishing or any other kind of drama, but it was special. That trophy will be it's just different than the rest of them. Coming back, winning, and doing it on a spinnerbait that I designed, and making the long run, and then having to calculate the gas, and then also with Express coming in, running an Express, and getting them a blue trophy. Bill gets them a blue trophy before that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just a special. It was a special event, and in the crowd down there. I mean, I've never seen a weekend crowd at Sabine, and it was crazy how many people were there.
Yeah, Texas is loving bassin' right now. I mean, that's evident between the Sabine and Lake Fork. Wow, Texas is showing out, bud. You know what I mean? Hey, let's do, Andy, you want to do Sabine River victory in a nutshell with Jason Christie? What do you think? You want to try this, Jason?
Sure.
Okay. So you froze for a minute there. Hey, so what this is, it's Sabine River victory in a nutshell. And you've talked about your victory a gazillion and 3 times. And let's do a gazillion and 4. But we're just going to give you brief little PowerPoints, and you relate them to your victory at the Sabine, okay? So it's victory in a nutshell. What do you think?
Okay. Sounds good.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. It's time for victory in a nutshell. Sabine River champion, Jason Christie. All right, victory in a nutshell. How about this? Conservation of gas. Conservation of gas.
So you want me to talk? You want me just give you? Yeah. I'm a little confused on this. So
yeah, do you have to conserve gas to win?
Yeah. So in 4 days of the tournament, I'll say this: I ran a total of 15 to 16 hours drive time, and at the end of all of those days combined, I probably did not have a 5-gallon bucket left of gas.
Wow.
That's 4 days.
That's a gamble. That's that gamble. Yeah. Hey, you said 250 hairpin turns? What? That's nuts.
Yeah, that's a guess, but I know that, I did a show today, and I don't know how many there is. There's a bunch. One day I'm going to go back and count them, but I know that my Express was on its side more than it was on its belly on the run. I mean, it was just, it was in, out. So, yeah, it's a lot of turns going up there.
Isn't it amazing? I myself am a member of the tin boat revolution. I run a Crestliner, but isn't it amazing how well that the aluminum boats handle, man? I mean, like compared to the glass ones we've driven for years, the response time is amazing in these things, man. Nuts.
And I'm still like, I'm still relatively new. I mean, I've only got 5 months under my belt, and some of the turns, they're literally like you're turning back 45, and I mean, I could get that thing up on its side, and where my cameraman was above me or I was above him, and
he had vertigo.
Yeah, and the more that the event went on, the more confidence I had in that, and you could just come in and cut that thing, and it handled really, really good in the tight.
Were you feeling like Ricky Bobby kind of out there?
We're watching. My daughter is in the other room watching Ricky Bobby right now.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Talk about this. Catch fish, learn fish, relocate fish, repeat. Is that an accurate assessment of the 4 days?
Say that again. Catch fish.
Catch fish, learn fish, relocate fish, repeat.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It's funny to have a 4 day event and not even fish that much. I spent more time driving and navigating than I did even fishing. I mean, I came back and fished around the takeoff there, but it was really a stressful event because you got there and it happened pretty quick in most cases on the first and second day, and I mean it was awesome. I would love to have known what I would have caught out of there had the river not come up. I mean, it was it was really a special place, and the bad part about it is if we ever go back there, which we will, I won't even be able to go up there.
Yeah, it's going to get burnt.
Because the local guys will be fishing up there. A lot of the competitors run up there. But, one of the cool things is I'll sell a fishing spot for $100,000 any day of the week.
Exactly right. That's a good way to put it. That's a real good way to put it. That's well worth it, wasn't it? What?
Yeah, I think maybe next time I'll go to Houston or something like that. That's one of the few places that it hasn't been won from. So more than likely, the next time we go there, I'll go to Houston unless they let us back into Louisiana.
The last day was a little nervous for bass fishing fans on Bass Live, and you finally got to your spot, okay, on that last day, and then you start talking to the camera on Bass Live, and I was texting with Zona about this at the time, and I've heard a confident Jason Christie, and I've heard a kind of confident Jason Christie. And to me at that time, you were a kind of confident, like you were having your doubts at that time after the run, and you hadn't put any fish in the boat yet. It was just like you were kind of rolling before things got going. And were you feeling that way? Did you have doubts in your mind, or when you set that motor down, did you know you were going to catch them?
I'll be honest with you. That Sunday was probably one of the few times that I was 100% confident. Now, did I think I was going to win the event? All of that? No, but I felt confident in my decision. I had two decisions on that last day. It was either go up there and try to figure out how to catch fish in the area that was flooded overnight, or stay by takeoff and
with
fish.
Everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just not the people that follow me, they know that that's not how I work. And kind of, I thought about it a lot on the third night. And I just thought, if I stay by takeoff and I win, then it's cool. If I stay by takeoff and I don't win, I'm always going to wonder, maybe the water came down up there. Maybe, you know, maybe those fish acclimated to the water coming up. You know, I wouldn't have been able to sleep had I not won. But I knew that if I went back to my spot, no matter what, I was going to be able to sleep that night because I felt like that was the right decision. You know, and I studied Google a lot, and over the first 3 days of the event, I had only been up the creek maybe a half mile. And that, you know, after doing some research, that creek is 68 miles, 68.5 miles long. And I started looking and I was like, man, there's a lot of stuff on up that creek that looks like what I'm fishing. I thought I could get above the high water, which I did. The issue was the further I got up there, I was just getting away from that group of fish that was coming in to spawn. So I got up there, you know, I caught what I needed to catch. There just wasn't a lot of big largemouth up there, but I was really confident on the last day, just in my decision. I didn't know if I was going to catch them. I didn't know if I was, you know, going to win, but I was really confident in my decision.
Yeah, man. And that's good to hear. Were you freaking out on the drive there? Like on that long ride? Were you freaking out in your head or what?
I was more so curious about the water because, you know, it wasn't coming up because of a rain. It was coming up because of the dam. And I was hoping that, you know, the closer I got to there, I was going to see that the water was coming down. And obviously when I got there, it actually had come up more. But, you know, I was really just concerned about that because, you know, I didn't fish long the first day, maybe a half hour, the second day, an hour and a half. And I was really looking forward to getting it up there when the fishing was good and spending all day on live and just working them over. And I just never got to do that because of the water coming up. But, you know, it is what it is. No matter what, still made the right decision.
You sure did.
And luckily, locally, those guys around takeoff, you know, kind of had an off day. And, we got us another trophy.
You got the W with the blue trophy. That's right. And you won it on your spinnerbait, dude, on the covert. How cool is that?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I
man.
made a lot of people happy with that win. You know, sponsors, myself, you know, one of my uncles that pretty much raised me in a boat throwing a spinnerbait. You know, he was one of the first ones to text me, and you know, he just said that's pretty cool to watch, you know, going all in on the spinnerbait for 4 days. And you know, my reply to him was that I had learned from one of the best, if not the best, on throwing a spinnerbait. And that's my second. I think that's my second win with pretty much every fish weighed in on a spinnerbait.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's I mean, you might have flipped a few of them, man, but that spinnerbait, this covert, like, I have the 3/4 here, right here, with the, what's that, a number 5 Hildebrand on there?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's pretty small. If it's a single and it's a 3/4, it's a number 5.
Okay, gotcha. And we're with the War Eagle part of Pradco, but we get our hands on your coverts too, of course. We sneak us a few coverts, you know what I mean? This is a unique spinnerbait. No doubt about it. The head design, there's nothing else like it. Obviously everybody knows the prowess of the Hildebrand blade. The extended hook on this, the keeper. You thought about this spinnerbait a little bit, Jason, didn't you? Can you kind of give us the history of this deal? Like, tell us about little Jason Christie throwing the original version of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we have been making spinnerbaits for as long as I can remember. I mean, my uncle, the same uncle that texts me, you know, he poured them. We played with them, and we've spent a lot of time, you know, together in a boat in a tournament. You know, he would be throwing one spinnerbait, I would be throwing another one, and he'd be catching them, I wouldn't be, or vice versa. And we just learned a lot over the years. We learned a lot, you know, kind of on the colors, the head colors. We learned how to keep that, you know, that spinnerbait from rolling. We tend to, I mean, a spinnerbait, the covert is going to be its best in that, spawn to pre-spawn. And that's why a lot of them are, the Colorado blades. And the Colorado blades are what caused that spinnerbait to roll up on its side. And, we spent a lot of time working on that. I did not want the spinnerbait to be released until we figured that out. And I'll never forget, I got the final prototype, and I took it out to the pool, and I threw it across the pool, and I reeled it as fast as I could, and it ran straight as a string. And
nice.
And I was like, that's it. This is the one that we're going to go with. But, a spinnerbait has a lot of different parts, and every one of them are valuable, from the blade to the swivel, to the wire, to the head, to the keeper, to the hook. And that thing has got, whenever I throw a covert, I take it out of the package, I tie it on. Most of the time I put a trailer on it, and that's it. I don't do any,
let it rip.
I might change a blade for something, there may be a special circumstance where I'm like, hey, I need a 4.5 instead of a 5, or I need a 6 instead of a 5. I'll still change a blade, but that's, I think that's what a lot of anglers do. But
sure,
everything that we make pretty much covers all of the scenarios that I run into on the water. But and one of the reasons why I may change a blade is we have 78 different SKUs of that bait. I don't carry all 78 different spinnerbaits.
Right,
I try to carry the basic 45 or 50, and if I need to change something, I will. I do it on the water. But it's a special bait. Like I said, I don't know how many hours, how many days of time that we've logged throwing spinnerbaits, whether it be, summer, fall, shallow, deep, just a lot of them. And I've got a lot of really good reports from it, from fans, throwing it. They send pictures of catching fish on it. And I just hope they have as much confidence in the bait as I do. And one of the things, I don't know if or the people watching, is Booyah developed a heat map where you can actually go to the website and you can put in your watercolor. It's kind of a table. You can select your watercolor, you can select your water temperature, and it pretty much will tell you what spinnerbait that I would be throwing.
Really?
And I think that's
it's like the Jason Christie color selector. I like it.
Not only a color, but a blade and a blade combination, which the blade combination is as important as anything.
Yeah, of course. And where do you go? That's on Booyah site?
Yeah, Booyah. It's called the Booyah Covert Heat Map.
Nice.
It's digital. You just hit the water temperature where it matches the watercolor, and it's going to tell you which spinnerbait to throw.
Are you still? Do you still keep your spinnerbaits like in the Ziploc bags?
I do.
In the big boxes like that. Last time I ran India, that's what you were doing. It seems practical.
It's easy. Yeah, it's easy because I can just kind of, that spinnerbait box that I carry probably weighs 15 or 20 pounds. But yeah, I can just put like all my 1/2 ounce singles in a bag, all my 1/2 ounce doubles, and then whenever I'm on the water, I can and I don't have to carry a big giant box full of, packaged spinnerbaits. They're the same. When I go out there, I open the boxes and I put them in the Ziploc bag. I'm kind of glad that you said that because I know at the Sabine I used a lot of them that was in my 1/2 ounce tandem, and I need to restock.
Need to replenish there, and you replenish the source. Yeah, I admit I copycatted off you when I saw you at that Bass U deal when you were teaching over there, and I was yapping up at the podium. I was peeking at your stuff. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do that, and I did. It works great. That's a great deal. Just use the heavy duty Ziplocs. That's the key. The heavy duty Ziploc bags. But hey, I want to kind of ask you this: when did it start with the spinnerbait? Like how old were you when that hubcap deal started, man?
Oh, right when I started fishing with my, uncles and stuff, probably 10, 12, 13, somewhere in there. I mean,
Really? Okay. So tell me about 10-year-old Jason Christie. Like, what's the spinnerbait? What's the rod and reel? What's the line? Like, I want to know that deal. Talk to me, bud.
I think it was like a 6-foot all-star because they were cheap.
Yeah, but good. Yeah, I had all-star. Yeah.
The old Zebco 1310 because it was cheap.
Okay.
20-pound monofilament.
Okay,
so you don't even know what kind it was.
So at 10, you're on the push the push button Zebco with the 20-pound, the bigger one. I know what. Yeah, I got you.
No, the baitcaster, the 1310 baitcaster.
Oh, the Quantum, the silver one, the silver one. Yeah. I'm with you now. Yeah, now I'm with you.
Yeah, the big. But those reels were all like 5-to-1, and we used those for everything. Because they were cheap. Finally, ended up getting some good stuff as I was a little older that we weren't having to send back all the time. But that was it, and throwing spinner baits. And
what was the bait? What was the spinner bait then?
Homemade spinner bait. It was what would that be? Like 1988, 91.
Nice.
Prototype of the covert.
Absolutely it was.
That's what the covert is just a ever evolving. I could go out to the shop and it would take me some time. It'd probably take me 30 minutes or an hour and lay out the spinner baits over the last 30 years that has evolved and finally come into the covert, where we started with, the right short arm wire, and then, at the end got to the right head. But it's just something that we, through the whole family have just evolved over all the years.
Yeah, that's freaking amazing. And then this head deal, how it's notched on the side to keep it from rolling. What'd you guys do? Like just carve out the lead at first and mess with it until it didn't roll? Is it just like whittled it with a knife or something, or a file?
Yeah, that was where Booyah came in. We had the spinnerbait all laid out. Like we had the wire, we had everything. And 4 or 5 years ago, it was just to the point of we cannot make this thing not roll. And that's where some of the people at Booyah stepped in, and they were able to figure out how to make that thing concave, and then they started giving me some. I tried it. We changed it a little bit and finally got it just right. So, the last step was where Booyah come in, because that would have taken a lot of time to dig that out and stuff like that. But they were the ones that helped with that. But all the previous years, I mean, we changed head styles, we changed hooks, we changed wires. The only thing that really stayed consistent is we never got away from the Hildebrandt blade.
That's a damn good blade, man.
And trying everything, that was just the blade that was the most crisp. I mean, you could feel it
100%
in your rod. So we always stayed with that.
You can even feel the difference in one of those blades when you hold them compared to another blade too. Absolutely, not just winding them, but holding them. What's that? So had it always been the fish style head, or back there in the 80s were you or 90s were you using the bullet heads? What were you using?
No, it's a head that you've never seen. It was more like a mushroom style head.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was. I don't know why it was so good. It was something that my uncle come up with, but it's a head that you've really never even seen. It wasn't bullet style. I know one thing, it got hung up a lot. And that's why we ended up changing it and going back to the style that we have now. One of the reasons that our first ones got hung up was because the wire was so short.
Gotcha.
So, we changed a lot. We've messed with different sizes, wires, blades, hooks, weights. strand count. I mean, the 40 strand count skirt is something that we put a lot of time into. I mean, 50 is too much, 30. Yeah.
40 strand. I've heard that a lot of times. That's pretty cool. And you get in depth with the spinnerbait, man. No doubt about it. But I want to know about what do you say in the mushroom head? What was there did it make the spinnerbait wobble a little or something? Like, what was the deal with it? Like that old lunker lure spinnerbait, remember that head?
Yeah.
What was it?
I'm not sure. It's just it's something that my uncle come up with, and you don't argue with the teacher.
Right.
And, I think it was probably just something where he found a mold that everything else would work with, and we ran with it for a while. And that head stuck around for probably 20 years. And we caught a lot of fish, won a lot of tournaments with it. But at the end, the head was the last thing that, like I said, that really changed, and that's where Booyah come in. So yeah, we're really, really happy with the final bait.
And you touched on something else there, that 1310. I remember that it's like the MG Quantum 1310. I mean, I was like, that damn thing was like a sausage grinder, man. I had those things too. They had them at the Walmart. We'd get those in the black Maxes. You know what I'm saying? But they were slow. They were slow. And I know forever you threw everything on a 5-to-1. You would always tell me whenever I'd see you places, 5-to-1, Pat. Jackhammers, your crankbaits, your spinnerbaits, everything 5-to-1. Now I see you've made that shift. Like, you're on the 7-to-1 now? Is that correct?
On the spinnerbait, I'm still 5-4-to-1.
5-4-to-1.
But yeah, bladed jigs, I'm like 6.8, and a lot of other things have moved on up. I flip with a really fast, I think 8.3, but the spinnerbait's always been at 5-4, and the reason being is because I want to feel like I'm moving fast and the spinnerbait stay consistent. I don't want to be turning it super slow. I don't know why. It's just my
your comfort
I know
zone.
how many turns it gets, so it's just, and it feels good. It's the right speed for me. That's one thing that I don't think will ever change is that gear ratio with me and the spinnerbait. I
thought that because you're using that silver lose, right? Is that the one you're winding?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like, I was thinking, oh man, I just was thinking in my mind it was a fast one. Now all of a sudden it's just a new model, is all it is.
Yeah, it's a new model. It's just it's a slow reel for me.
Yeah, no, I like that you said that. There's a lot of guys like David Fritz will tell us we're nuts if we don't use that slow reel, but he cranks with braid too.
Yeah,
but we're all nuts, we know. But still, that slow reel seems to be the deal. You're comfortable with it, man. That's where it's.
Yeah, everybody's different. As long as you're comfortable with it, that's what you need to be using. I mean, I definitely would not argue with Fritz about what to throw with the crankbait. He's caught more fish he's caught way more fish than me on a crankbait, so I would not argue with him.
And speaking of spinner baits and baits and associations, on this show, there's two people that get associated with spinner baits quite often, and that's yourself and Jimmy Houston. So, I mean, think about that, to be in that company of where you have progressed in your bass fishing career with that kind of stuff, man. That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, I actually talked to him today. He, he still has a house, but literally 10 minutes from my house. I mean, across the lake. He lives directly across the lake from where I do. And now he stays at the ranch in South Oklahoma, but he's caught a lot of fish on the spinnerbait. He knows, he told me today that he watched the show, he followed the show the whole time, and I'm sure it did him good, made him proud to see it won on a spinnerbait.
Absolutely, it did. You know he did. And when people close their eyes, including you, and think about spinnerbait bites, they see Jimmy Houston outdoors in that spinnerbait just under the surface getting bombarded like a baby seal. Just smoked. Freaking smoked, man. But yeah, oh, and may I tell you, I was speaking of what we were just talking about, spinnerbait fishing. I was with our bud Aaron Martins a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to him about spinnerbaits, and I said, Aaron, who's the best spinnerbait fisherman you know? And he said he was. Aaron said, but then he said you, just so you know, he mentioned you afterwards. But you know Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron is, and that wouldn't surprise me one bit that he said that. I mean, you could ask him who's the best frog fisherman and all of everything else, and I'm sure it's him. And you know, he's one of the people that I miss, you know, over there. That's my daughter back there. She didn't want to get on the show.
Hey! Well, she just did.
Yep, she did. She did. So, but no, he's one of the guys that I really miss, and man, I think about him a lot.
Yeah, he really did say you, though. He did say himself, and then he did say you. True story. That's really was. It's pretty cool, man. Hey, let's wrap this deal up, and let's do a little 20 questions with Jason Christie. What do you think? Let's get to know you on another level right now. Nothing that the Bass Galaxy has ever known before. So just give us 100% off the cuff, quick, boom answers. Are you ready?
Okay.
You ready? I'm
a little scared.
No, it's all good. Don't worry. It's good. See, listen to the music. It's nice and relaxing, right? We're in a relaxing motif. See this? All good. All good. When people say that you need to be versatile in bass fishing, is that BS, or can you really still make a career out of not being versatile?
I think you can still win being stubborn. Okay. I mean, I'm the definition of stubborn, so I think that you can still win and be stubborn.
Okay. So, you know, like everybody attributes their success to being a versatile angler. But not saying you're not versatile, bud, but you're pretty boom, boom, boom on track when it comes to the wind and the pitch flip. You know what I mean? Just like Brower. Same deal. Hey, were you salty when Brower called you a coot last time on the show with did you want to, if it wasn't, you said, if it wasn't Denny, I kind of saw you, was that, what was going on there? Tell me.
Oh, well, it's funny that every time I see Hackney, he says something. It's what he calls me now, is coot. But now coming from Denny, I mean, you know, Denny's up here, so he can pretty much say whatever he wants.
Whatever he wants.
I'm just glad he called me.
Yeah.
I'm just glad he called me coot and not something else.
If it might have been off air, you know, Denny, he was doing shots with Ozzy Osbourne. He ain't afraid of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's Denny Brower right there. Hey, if you had to have a signature series burrito, what would be in that burrito?
Chicken, shrimp, rice, and all the vegetables.
Wow. So like a surf and turf without red meat, but chicken, shrimp, rice, and a gazillion veggies.
Yeah, onions, peppers. That sounds good to me. Okay. Actually, it's what I had right before we got on the show.
Wow, look at that. We're mind melding. See? Talladega Nights and burritos. You gotta love that. It's a good deal right there, Jason Christie. Hey, all right. So basically, I need my spectacles for this one. I gotta get back in the. So you know how in life there's choices, and for a shallow water fisherman like yourself, like many of our viewers out there, like myself, those choices all are revolved around shallow water fishing, and it's pretty much consumes us. So when we go out there, we're going to throw a spinnerbait. We're going to throw a crankbait. We're going to throw a chatterbait. We're going to, or we're going to flip. I don't know. What did I leave out? Something, maybe a swim jig. A frog, a swim jig.
Frog.
In top water. Now, they say always in fishing, and I'm about to call on some BS right now because you're always hearing these textbook stuff. Well, you got to let the fish tell you what they want, right, Jason? You got to let the fish tell you. But listen, it starts somewhere. The fish aren't like, Jason, throw the 3/4 with the number 5 Hildebrandt now. You got to, it's got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? So, describe the feeling. What's the process, man? Is it just something you know? Oh, dude, I'm throwing a chatterbait here. Dude, I'm throwing a crankbait there. Bud, I'm throwing a spinnerbait there. You know? Tell me about the thought process.
You know, I would have to agree with that. I think that I think they do tell you. It doesn't. I mean, one fish doesn't tell you. 2 fish doesn't tell you. But when you get up there to catching 4 or 5, 10 fish, if you kind of evaluate that, they tell you not only what they want, but what's going on. You know, for instance, and a lot of times we as anglers, we're too stubborn to listen. You know, I'll give you a good example. At Lake Fork, I was set up sight fishing a fish, and I was working it, and all of a sudden a fish blows up across the pocket. I pick up my frog, I fire across the pocket, catch it, reel it in, weigh it, release it, and go right back to fishing for this bedfish. And I figured out, later in the day that after 3 or 4 more pockets, that those threadfin shad had started spawning. And that fish blowing up on it was one of many that were doing that. I was just too stubborn to listen. And a lot of times that can happen. Another time I can remember is, we're fishing spinnerbaits, and every time we would get our spinnerbait up close to the top of the water, we would get a bite. And we ended up switching from a spinner. We were getting a few bites on a spinnerbait, and we switched to a topwater and went to killing them. A buzzbait. And so if you listen to them as a group, they'll fill you in on what they want.
Okay, good. That's great. That's a great answer to hear. It's encouraging because I do believe everything that you just said, but I also do believe that the fish tell us based on something that comes from within that provokes us as anglers to start or initiate the process of the fish telling us. I think that differentiates good anglers from great anglers, quite frankly.
The only thing that we can relate to as anglers is experience. And that's where, you know what I mean? Like, if you come into a situation, you can always put it back to an experience that you've had previously. And that's where the good guys kind of have that edge, is because they've had a lot of experience. Even the younger kids. I mean, some of these guys that's in their 20s, they have as much experience fishing as some of us that are older. But, you can relate that to an experience and you can run with it.
Yeah, good. Excellent. I mean, that puts it into perspective there. Very good. Hey, I need you to keep this answer clean, okay? Nothing.
Sure.
Give me two things that spinning rods are useless for, and 2 things that spinning rods are useful for.
Spinning rods are useless for frog fishing. I have witnessed that. Spinning rods are useless for, I'd say, crankbaits over 20 foot.
Okay.
They're very useful for drop shot fishing. They're really useful for a lot of things. But drop shot fishing, maybe, I guess, shaky head or something like that.
Just smallmouth.
Crappie fishing. That's where I use it the most. Is crappie fishing.
Yeah, so you think now you're like, you were just giving wrong answers to try and be politically correct. But the real answer is they're useless for everything but crappie and smallmouth. And shallow water FBRs don't use spinning rods much unless they're in trouble for wacky rig spawner, like John Cox.
Yeah, it just I think John Cox uses a spinning rod a lot more than people give him credit for.
Oh, he does. He does. Yeah. He's using a spinning rod right now.
There's shallow water guys that do really good, and I get my butt kicked a lot by guys fishing with the spinning rod. So, but my preference is a bait caster.
I agree. I mean, you look uncomfortable with a spinning rod. I'm not being disrespectful. You just do.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, you do. So, do you dream in color? And if you do dream in color, what's your favorite spinnerbait color in your dreams?
I do, and it's chartreuse blue and white.
Wow. Okay. So you really chartreuse blue and white, and you do dream in color for real?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Don't you?
I don't know.
Don't we all?
I don't know. Like, I was thinking about that when I came up with that stupid question, and I was like, man, I don't know if I do. I really don't know the answer to that. I just think of a Pearl Jam song when I think of that, and I don't know why. I just do. I just do. Hey, the aluminum boat revolution, dude. Pretty cool. You, Lowen, Gussie, in 3 out of 5 derbs at aluminum boats, pretty special deal. And I want to talk about an aspect a lot of people don't know, and not a sales pitch, but this is just a real useful tool. When you put that Atlas jack plate on an aluminum boat, it's a completely different animal. It's like a damn jet ski. All you do is you put the foam, you're out. Have you ever experienced anything like that until you got into the aluminum boat?
No, and first of all, you can add John Cox into that aluminum boat win.
Oh yeah, please, of course, duh, yeah.
You won that. So the best way I know how to describe it is after running the boat with the Atlas.
And Keith Carson too, by the way. May I interject as well? Congratulations to Keith at the
So they asked me what I think of the hole shot, and there is no hole shot.
Yeah.
That's the best way I know how to describe it. And it's cool because, I fish in shallow water a lot, and I can, I can trim the Atlas up, and I got to be in 1.6, and it's just boom, I'm out. I don't dig bottom. My props as clean now as it was at the beginning of the year, and I just hop up, take off.
So 1.6 is your magic number, and you trim all the way up to 20?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. I like it. Yeah, that's right about. I'm right like there. 1.6, 1.8, same deal. Mm-hmm. And I'm out. I love it. It's fearless. And the nice thing about aluminum, I don't care if I hit anything. You know what I mean? It's nice. Right. it's pretty fun. Hey, do you have a lust for life? Would you say as a bass angler and as a human, you have a lust for life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a drive. It's a certain drive, and especially I think amongst fishermen, there seems to be this zest or this lust for life because we're constantly chasing fish. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm chasing all kinds of things. I mean, if I'm not chasing fish, I'm chasing deer and chasing kids. I'm always chasing something, and it's
aren't we all? I've been doing it since I was in high school or before that.
Yeah, it's just hard. I mean, it's hard for me I'm just not the kind of person that wants to come in and sit down and turn the TV. I mean, I want to be doing something, even if it's just driving up on the land and, checking a deer feeder or something like that. It's just always want to be doing something. And if it can be outside, it makes it even better.
Are you a spiritual person?
Yeah.
Do you have time like you and just time you and your higher power kind of time? I mean, I'm not getting religious or anything, just wondering about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. Did you did you cry in private when you won?
No, I will say I got a little choked up on stage, but I never get choked up because of me. I get choked up because I know that the people around me that have, that's pushed for it, my mom, and I mean, the list is 14 miles long, but I just know how happy that they are. They're the same people that text me whenever I don't do good. I know how happy it makes them. And whenever that happens, of course it makes me happy as well. And the sponsors and stuff. I mean, a lot of these sponsors, they put a lot of time and effort into us, and for us to be able to repay them with a win, it makes it a lot better.
It's a beautiful thing, and I like how you answered that too. That's a sign of humility as well. You said that when you get choked up or maybe get happy, it's not because of you. It's because of maybe what has happened to you and how it's affected others. And that's pretty cool that you said that. Nice answer, dude. For real. I mean that, man. I got to ask you this. Give me now think about this question for a second. Give me the definition of synthetic bassin. Synthetic bassin. Think about it. Synthetic bassin or surreal bassing. Think about it. It's going on right now.
I'm kind of in left field on this, but I mean, to me, that would just be like, I mean, I'm really in left field. I mean,
it's a trick question. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, I would say, this past Sunday, Livesey going out and catching 42 pounds and coming back and winning on his
that was amazing.
Lake. Yeah, on his home lake in front of all of his people. That would be surreal fishing.
That's surreal fishing. That's right. That's surreal fishing. Now, here's what synthetic. Now, synthetic is kind of like fake fishing. Okay? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are calling the new age of the live scan or the live scope video game fishing, fake fishing, synthetic fishing. Like I've seen it. I've been with guys. It's a useful tool. There's no doubt about it. I've been with people and it puts a fish in the boat for them every time.
Right.
Every time. At least a fish a day. And that's important. And I want to know where you are with it. I know that you're with Garmin. You've been for years and groundbreaker in that technology. But I need to know where you're a shallow guy. You're an FBR, bro. Where are you at with this?
Well, I mean, I am a shallow water guy, but I mean, I've won and done well. I mean, I won at St. Clair.
Yeah, 100%.
Deep, and as far as I remember, every fish that I saw on back then, it was Panoptics.
Yes,
I caught. That was a win that I don't think a lot of people believed me whenever I said, hey, I watched every one of them eat my bait.
Yeah, they weren't hip to it then. They weren't catching on.
No, they weren't. And, it was just one of those where everybody's like, and now people are like, the hype behind all of that, it's just crazy. And, I take advantage of it every day that I go fishing. Doesn't matter if I'm in 2 foot or 20 foot. I'll go crappie fishing yesterday. And I have 2 choices. I took my dad and my uncle crappie fishing. I have 2 choices. I can go out there. I can spend all day casting around trying to, like the old school, run into them. Or I can turn live scope on and I can catch them.
Yeah, yeah. You can go with the spoon plug.
Yeah, I want to take them and we want to catch them.
Yes, sir. Get the meat.
We utilized live scope all day yesterday and we caught them. And that's the change that's going through the sport right now. And it's here to stay, for people that don't like it and the people that aren't for it. I understand that, if you want to do it your way, but it's here to stay. And there's a lot of people right now Patrick Walters is awesome at it.
Yeah, amazing at it. Awesome.
Yeah, but I use it every day. I mean, whether it be catching fish or seeing a stump that nobody else sees unless they have live scope, I use it. I use it to see how my baits are swimming. So it's, I use it every single day, and it's not going away anytime soon.
Yeah, man. I thank you for setting that up right there for your St. Clair and into the description of it. For helping me out with that, because the description of a lot of people are calling it the video game fishing, but here you are, a guy that spends the majority of his time under 10 foot of water, and you still utilize the product. So I think it's pretty cool, man. I mean, it's like if you got to do what you got to do to compete in these events, but then you get a guy like John Cox who doesn't have it,
Right.
But
right.
It's
everybody has their own niche, and Cox, obviously he doesn't need it. It's just, and with our schedule, we don't have a lot of those deeper events until, later in the year. I'll use it a lot.
Your laundry's done.
Most of our tournaments are on the bank, I mean, I was shocked that Walters goes down there and catches them on live scope. Shocked. I mean, I would have never even thought that. I thought every fish in the lake was either on the bank or close to the bank. But I use it. This winter we absolutely smoked them out here on the lake that I live on. Smallmouth, caught every one of them deep, caught every one of them looking at them. But and here's another thing: the people at Garmin, I guarantee you, they didn't give us live scope, and those guys aren't coming into work now just sitting there hanging out at the coffee table drinking coffee. They're working on something else that's going to be, it'll blow your mind. I don't know that, like I haven't seen that, but I know those guys and I know the company. They're working on something that probably surprise you.
Yeah, it's going to be like Bill Dance actually goes down there and finds fish for you or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's just their personality. They're not going to settle on what we have. They're going to make it even better. So it's just the change, it's just something new and it's going to be here. So my advice would be go with somebody that has it and knows it and learn it, because it's going to be here.
Hey, speaking of that's going to be here, Jason Christie, you're here. You've been here for quite a while, and I want you to go back and think about 10-year-old Jason Christie with the 1310 MG in the All-Star in the hubcap spinnerbait. Did you ever think you'd be doing a Garmin commercial with Bill Dance? I mean, isn't that crazy, dude?
Yeah,
that's nuts.
No, I mean, not even remote. I mean, fishing, I call it the TV fishing, the Bassmaster and the Jimmy Houston and all that stuff. That was like it was on another planet. Even after I was out of college, and making a living around here fishing, I still didn't even think that, I was good enough to be with those guys. And then, even when I started fishing, and even when you win one, there's me, and then there's the Denny Browers, the Greg Hackneys, the people up here. Yeah. And I kind, you kind of still think that. I think, I still think that I kind of still think that. So I had no clue when I was little. I mean, no clue at all.
It's nuts, right? It's absolutely crazy. It's insane that when you look at the beautiful things, at the gifts that crazy bass has brought you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Of course, your skills in putting them in the boat, Jason, but think about how fortunate you are, and everybody that works in the fishing industry is because of a fish. That's insane, bud.
Well, and I'm going to say this too. I work my butt off.
Yeah, you do.
Over the years, I can remember fishing tournaments here, on the lake, and we fish a tournament, and we wouldn't do good, and I would take my uncle back and drop him off the truck, and I would fish till dark because I was mad. The days that it was 22 degrees outside, and everybody else is like, you're crazy. I'm going fishing because I need to learn something today, and there's a lot of us out here that are like that, but you're not given anything. I've worked my butt off for what I've done.
100%. Yeah, you don't get, and especially in the bass fishing industry, you don't get crap unless you're at it. You got to be at it always, always. Hey, a lot of us have mentors as anglers, and I to this day, or let me rephrase this question or this statement. A lot of us as bass anglers take our mentors with us angling always, even though they're not around anymore. I take my grandpa Paul with me. He's the one that taught me proper bassing and taught me fishing and how to respect fish and respect the gift of fishing and just the good stuff I know. Was a good dude. Matt Robertson, our Bassmaster Elite Series rookie, same thing. His granddad goes with him in the boat every time. And is that your Uncle Duck? Is that the deal with that? Is that kind of like the deal there? Is he?
He's one of them. I mean, I have a few people that I've kind of looked up to over the years. And what's funny is like when we take off for a tournament, the national anthem, for some reason, every time the national anthem comes on, that's when I kind of think about it. If I'm out practicing, it'll be a butterfly landing on my shoulder or something like that. But, that's the kind of thing. I mean, that's the times that, I think about it. I don't, I'm not out there 24/7 thinking about it, but, it's just like the national anthem. It seems like that gives me, a minute to go through my head. All right, what would this guy do? What would this guy do?
That's awesome that you said that. Yeah, that's common too. Our buddy Matt, the same thing. He thinks that they're in the national anthem. You mentioned the butterfly. I mean, I think of that as well. You know what? Another thing, when I'm out bassing and I see a red-winged blackbird, that makes me think of past fishing experiences as well. There's just certain triggers that old fishing buddies are with you, and that knowledge is there, whether it's your mentor or just pals, whatever, man. And that's the beauty of bassing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, and I don't have to mention their names. They know who they are.
That's typical Jason Christie fashion right there. I like it, dude. Hey, dude, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. You've been very supportive of this show, even since the old radio days, since the Bass Buzz radio days, and we appreciate that. I appreciated it immensely, man, and very, very stoked to have you back at the Elites and another blue trophy under your belt, bud. You know what I'm saying? Heck yeah. Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, stoked to be back, and the only thing that I ask is the next time we do this, let me know that you're wearing that shirt, and I'll wear something different.
Well, I almost wore that one. That's well, TH is giving away the prize today. It's appropriate. It's the G-Force Conservation Pack with the G juice. It's special Gerald Swindle juice. I don't know. It's imported from somewhere where Gerald imported it from. And
Alabama.
It's what'd you say?
Imported from Alabama.
Yeah, of course, from the hollers of Alabama. That one comes, but yeah, we're gonna and thanks to Shayna and everybody at TH for the sweet giveaway today, and of course, thank you to you, Jason Christie, once again.
Thank you.
Yeah, and next time we'll work out the ensemble deal. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
All right, peace, man. I'll see you out there at the next herb. Good luck.
Right.
Win another one, would you?
I'm going to try to.
I know you are. He's got a vengeance. The future is now. Remember. It's Jason Christie. That was pretty awesome. All right. So how many times did we say the Tin Cup word of the week, Spinnerbug, tonight, Andy?
42.
40? Are you kidding me? Holy cow. I hope everybody was home. Tin Cup word of the week, Spinnerbug. Thanks again to Tin Cup. Again, hey, before we wrap things up and get the prize out, all spinnerbaits, right? All spinnerbaits, Spinnerbait 15, omniafishing.com. And that's anything. And they got the coverts. Did they got the cohorts right now, Ginge?
Yeah.
They got some cohorts in there. And they got the old cohorts. Cohorts college gone wild. Mm-hmm. That's what I think it's called. Keith Carson, freaking awesome job. Crestliner teamy on the NPFL. Hey, Ginge, you want to have a business meeting right now real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, do you have business meeting music?
No.
Come on, find me something. Find me some business. Hey, last time I saw a mouth like that, it had a hook in it.
All right, hold on.
So what? So let's dance. Confession, perfect business meeting music. Yep. So, Ginge, I got a call from Crestliner, Joe Woodward.
Yep.
And they want to do another 10 minutes on Cox. Yes. With John Cox and with Keith Carson.
That's a different song.
Yeah. So like we did before.
Yeah, let's do it.
And Friday evening or Saturday evening.
Okay.
So maybe what do you think?
We could talk about.
I don't know. We're having a business meeting with the people.
Nobody wants
with the people of the Bass
We'll let
Galaxy.
them know, though.
Well, we're kind of promoting too.
Yeah,
You
we'll
see, I'm
let 'em
cleverly doing this. It's kind of like a promotion too, as well.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. So it's going to either be Friday or Saturday, and we're going to do a live John Cox and Keith Carson deal on the Crestliner page. And congratulations to Keith on winning the deal over there. Ginge, did anybody send in that thing, or did I just explain it horribly wrong?
Oh, we'll let Jake worry about that. I got the winner, though.
Oh, you got the winner of the...
No one so far is messaged.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Still open.
Okay, so that's on the DMs. Mm-hmm. I see. So
it was your rules. What do you mean?
I know. I don't even remember. I think I said it wrong. I don't even know what I said.
If you buy spinnerbaits, screenshot your cart, like the final cart, and then send it, and then you'll get the War Eagle gift pack. That's all you got to do.
Oh, yeah. On a DM. Nobody did that?
That's all Pat was trying to say.
Am I making them work too hard?
No,
Are people spoiled?
They already bought them. All you got to do is buy them and get more.
Oh, yeah. Take a picture of the cart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy. And then I'm going to give you a War Eagle finesse spinnerbait in alewife. Or no, that's blueback herring. It's glary right there. Blueback herring right there. Blueback heron. You say heron? Do you ever hear about heron? It's the ribeye of the sky. Here is a blue glimmer. I'm going to give you that one too, blue glimmer. I'm going to give you another finesse spinnerbait in mouse. Mouse is probably one of my all-time favorites in the War Eagle. Here's another finesse spinnerbait in sun perch. I'm giving you all four of those. And a chewed up Irish Balsa. Irish has Balsa B3 replicas now. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah. Irish Balsa. I'm going to send you all this. All you got to do is screenshot your deal. I'm sure I explained it horrible.
Well, they're watching, so
at the beginning.
I'm sure they'll come after the show.
And no, I don't. I might not give them away then. I don't even know. I might say, can I go make some? Put a pizza in and then come back.
I got the winner.
Can I come up and Je les perdants et gentlemen et dans the Rolling Stones.
For the TH.
Oh, for the TH. I thought I was announcing the world's greatest rock and roll band on their 1976 tour of Paris.
Cool.
Okay, but anyway, the TH Marine Conservation G-Force Pack
Matt?
with is Matt? Oh, go ahead, Jen. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you were.
I don't know what I was. I didn't even know the winner.
Matt Bronner.
Matt Bronner.
Like,
that's a pretty badass name. Yeah, I want him on my team if we get a fight. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Matt Bronner. There's one I remember.
Send us a message, please.
Yeah, Matt Bronner. You won the G-Force. All you got to do is direct message the Straycast Facebook page. Yep. Jay Kaz will get the information to to Shayna at TH, and she's going to send you out the G-Force Conservation Pack. Also, Mr. Braun, what was his name again?
Matt Bronner.
Matt Bronner. Go ahead over to omniafishing.com. Put in Spinnerbait 15. Get yourself 15% off any spinner bug. They got War Eagles. They got the Booyah coverts. They got the Bassmans, Carl's spinnerbait. They got they got the pulsator pulse. They got that one. They got all kinds of spinner bugs, and you can get 15% off. What about Panther Martins? Do Panther Martins qualify for the omniafishing.com?
Probably.
Is that a spinnerbait?
We'll ask Pete.
What about MEPS?
Maps? It's a spinner.
Ask Chris, Brad, Pete, or Matt.
It's a spinner.
It's a spinner.
It has spinner in the name.
Technically, it's a spinner.
Give it a shot.
Oh, what about those things that you screw at the bottom of the Senkos?
Hey, it spins.
Somebody won an Elite Derb or caught some fish on it once or something, and I bought one and never. It was stupid. I'm like, why did I? Who suckered me into this? Dude, when I was with Aaron the other day, he made me use Senkos.
I was gonna say,
I caught him on it.
It wasn't yours.
No, he made me do it. He made me throw a Senko. Horrible. And then when I'd hit a dock post, he'd sharpen the hook. It was amazing. No, so anyway, those spinner things. Who won? Wasn't there like an Elite Series derb where somebody was swimming a Senko with the spinner tail at the bottom that screwed in on the hitchhiker?
Yeah, a lot of guys do.
Like,
that.
Why?
Flashes.
Oh, yeah, flashes, and you're going to swim. In this world of swimming Senkos with hitchhiker spin tails that are available at omniafishing.com using code SPINNERBAIT15. It's from now till Sunday. If you're now and you're dating yourself in your brain or dating this broadcast in your brain, that sounded kinky. It's good now. What month is this? April 28th until Sunday at midnight. From now, April 28th until Sunday at midnight. Get 15% off spinnerbaits. omniafishing.com, any spinnerbait. Thank you to Crestliner Boats for keeping us afloat. Thanks Power Pull for keeping us anchored. I power pull down for pleasure. I'm not going to kid you. Abu Garcia Berkeley, thank you. Pure Fishing, thank you. Sims, man, I love your stuff, Sims. I got your britches on right now. I'll show you. These are pretty nice. Comfortable. It's like I'm almost wearing nothing. Empire covers. Amazing. Bass boat covers, almost custom for under $200. Alpha Angler, check out the Mag Rebound. TH Marine, thanks for the prize tonight. Dan Bravarni, you are amazing. Tin Cup Whiskey, remember to drink responsibly. Thanks, Luke Foley. Jesse out there. Amphibia Eye Gear, they'll throw you some shade. The proper kind. Outcast Tackle, Connor Summers. Check out the rod slicks, the slicks rod covers, and the fighter assortment of jigs. KVD Line and Lure. Thank you. Bravarni Swim Jigs. Yes. Swimming through the future of bassin'. Hey, I'm Pat Renwick. Andrew Ellenberger. Ryan Whitaker's out fixing his boat. Larry Kyleman's going to put this up on the iTunes right after the show. Thanks, Jason Christie. And especially thank you to you, Bass Fishing Galaxy. It's amazing to be back in the airwaves and on the airwaves and in touch with you. Until then, I bid you peace. I'm Pat Renwick, and I'm out of here next Wednesday, 7 Central. Ciao.